Let's get you to one of those stories I promised you earlier. Former Johannesburg Mayor Herman Mashaba pledging to help families of the Lily Mine victims. He's committed to, well, his commitment, I should say, comes after he visited the families in Mpumalanga. The former mayor saying that they need to get the best legal assistance in order to find closure. Priti Nkambule, Solomon Nyerende and Yvonne Nisi, you'll remember, disappeared in 2016 when the mine collapsed while they were working in a lamp room container that was swallowed by the ground. Their bodies were never found. Mashaba joins us now in studio to unpack the latest developments. Mr. Mashaba, very good evening to you. Thank you so much for coming in. So let's begin with what has prompted you now to get involved in this matter, because it has been almost 4 years.
What happened is on the 6th of December last year, I launched a program called the People's Dialogue to engage South Africa to debate issues affecting us as South Africans, and but at the same time discuss the solutions appropriate to really get our country going again. And for some reason, 2 weeks ago, I received a WhatsApp message. I don't know how this group got hold of my contact details, and then said, I'll come back to you. And literally on an everyday basis kept saying, please, Mr. Mashaba, you are our last hope. And eventually last Wednesday, after receiving 5-6 messages from these desperate people, and you can imagine, I did not really have deeper insight of what was happening. I then called Mr. Mazibuko, Herman Mashaba. I said, Mr. Mazibuko, please give me time. I'm available next Wednesday. Please don't really commit me on anything, because what I know about your plight is what I've seen in the papers and the media. But I'm happy to come and listen as part of the People's Dialogue program. And fortunate enough, I went there yesterday, accompanied by the former Provincial Commissioner of Gauteng, Lieutenant General Dilange. We went there, and I tell you, I came back from there heartbroken, because I really and truly wished this was the horror movie or something reading about in the papers. What has happened is that these families, as you're aware, in February of 2016, there was this accident, and the families of the 3 victims, plus the former miners, were told, unfortunately, because of the dangerous condition of the mine, they will have to really let it settle for 2 years, and then they will start the process of retrieving that container with the 3 victims. Now it's 4 years. And what is actually worrying to this group, and worrying to me as well, is the fact that while they were waiting for this 2 years to lapse, in the meantime you have illegal miners mining, and no one saying anything about it. That's when last April the former miners said, no, we are going to retrieve this container ourselves, because we have illegal miners operating on this mine without anyone blocking them, and we've not had anyone dying. We cannot really wait. We waited 2 years, we waited now to 4 years. We're going to do it on our own.
And when, I mean, that then led to an order that was issued, of course, restricting them within a certain parameter of
1,000
the mining site itself.
Yeah. That is actually one of what is really worrying, that now the poor people really asking for help. They came actually at the Department of Minerals and Energy asking for help. Unfortunately, up to today, in fact, what they received was a court order preventing them from getting 1,000 meters from this mine. But in the meantime, illegal miners are continuing. And then offered to say, look, I've listened to you, I've heard you. This matter is way beyond my own personal competency. However, as a concerned South African, and I appreciate you making an effort to stand up for your right.
And I want to come to that then, because I want us to speak about what they had said to you in the initial request for assistance in those messages, and what it is that you've now committed to helping them do at this point.
No, the thing is, what they wanted me in the messages was, please come and listen to our plea and see how you can help us. And we committed both the parties that must be given the opportunity to listen to their plea and see how best I can help them. And I can tell you this Terry Tukuzwa, who's their leader, such a fantastic human being, eloquent speaker. I think relating this tragedy to you. You really want to really run away. And that's when, after they presented, I then requested them. I said, please, Harry, can you please, with the community, they all agreed. I said, can you please put down this whole statement in black and white, put it on paper, and get everyone affected, all the family members, all the former miners, with all your details, including your ID numbers and signatures. As soon as that is ready, I hope you can have it ready for me within the next few days. Let me know. I will arrange for you to come to Johannesburg. I will get you the best lawyers in this country to
and
hold.
What is the lawyer going to do? Is the lawyer going to push for the
let me tell you things
that
two things that I want the lawyers to do. And to do is to get the owners of this mine, the Department of Labor and the Department of Minerals and Energy. We want them to ensure that that container is retrieved, firstly. Secondly, some of the miners claim that they were never really paid. They worked, they never paid. So those two things must be handled. I want that container to really come out, be the mine owner's responsibility, be the Department of Minerals and Energy, be the Department of Labor. One of them, one of the three are the ones that I want our lawyers to really deal with them, to ensure that that container is retrieved, and secondly, to ensure that the miners who have worked, because, you know, it's a criminal offense not to really pay someone a salary for offering your services. So that is my role. I'm a facilitator. So next week, I really hope that because I really asked them to work around the clock, because they are now camping outside. They've got enough time. I said, please, the sooner you can give me this information, I'll get you the lawyers, and we'll ensure that these three parties are forced to do what they're supposed to have done 4 years ago.
All right, so you want the remains to be brought to surface, and you are also seeking compensation for the families of the miners.
And including the former miners who've worked, yes.
All right. Former Johannesburg Mayor Herman Mashaba, thank you so much for coming in tonight.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.